The streets were alive with noise, cars honking, voices rising, and footsteps rushing. But Denise noticed none of it. She had just finished her long shift and was heading home, tote bag slung over her shoulder, when she spotted something that stopped her cold. A boy, no older than 8, sat on a park bench, his face streaked with tears. His rumpled, expensive clothes clashed with the lost, fragile look in his blue eyes. People walked past him, their heads down, their focus elsewhere. Denise couldn't. She never could. Setting her coffee cup down, she crouched before him, her voice soft and steady. "Hey there, sweetheart. Are you okay?" The boy's wide eyes darted to hers, fear and uncertainty swirling in their depths. He hesitated before shaking his head, his small voice breaking. "I'm lost." Denise's heart ached. "What's your name?" she asked gently. "Ethan," he whispered. "Hi, Ethan. I'm Denise. Can you tell me what happened?" Ethan clutched a small toy car titer in his trembling hands. "I was with my dad. He told me to wait in the lobby, but he never came back." "Do you know where you live or your dad's phone number?" Denise asked, her concern growing as Ethan shook his head. "We're staying in a big hotel with a fountain," he said softly. The description tugged at something in Denise's memory, but she didn't press him. Instead, she handed him a sandwich from her bag, watching as he took small, hesitant bites. "We'll figure this out together," she assured him, her voice calm despite the storm of questions in her mind. As the sun dipped below the horizon, Denise decided they couldn't stay in the park. "Let's go somewhere safe," she said, taking his small hand in hers. Ethan hesitated, but her steady presence seemed to ease his fears. At a nearby diner, Ethan picked at a piece of pie while Denise stepped outside to make a call. She searched his name, and when the results loaded, her breath hitched. Ethan Carter, missing son of billionaire James Carter. A photo of Ethan, smiling beside his father, stared back at her. The article detailed a massive search effort and rumors of danger surrounding the tech tycoon's business dealings. Denise's pulse quickened. If Ethan was James Carter's son, his disappearance wasn't a coincidence. And if the wrong people found him before she could reunite him with his father, she couldn't let that happen. Returning to the booth, she knelt beside him. "Ethan, I think I know how to find your dad," she said. His eyes widened with a flicker of hope, but she noticed the fear still lingering there. "Do you trust me?" she asked. Ethan nodded, gripping her hand. "I do." That night, Denise didn't sleep. With Ethan safe in a shelter, she combed through articles about James Carter. The more she read, the more ominous the situation became. James had powerful enemies, and whispers of corruption, threats, and betrayal surrounded him. By morning, Denise knew she needed help. She called Marcus, a journalist with a reputation for uncovering hidden truths. "Marcus," she said, her voice steady despite the fear creeping in. "I need your help. It's about James Carter's son." After a long pause, Marcus replied, "Tell me everything." The next day, Marcus called back with grim news. James was last seen at a meeting with a rival conglomerate. Things got heated, and some witnesses claim he stormed out. "But Denise, there's something bigger here. That conglomerate? They've been tied to dangerous people. If they know you have Ethan, you're in serious trouble." Denise's chest tightened. "What do I do?" "Keep moving," Marcus warned. "I'll contact James's team, but you need to stay off the grid." Her gut told her Marcus was right. She woke Ethan gently, trying to keep her tone light. "We're going to take a little trip, okay? Are we still finding my dad?" Ethan asked, clutching his toy car. "Absolutely," Denise promised, her voice firm. But danger found them faster than she expected. At the bus station, she noticed a black SUV parked nearby. Two men in suits scanned the crowd, their eyes sharp. Denise's blood ran cold as one of them spotted her. "Run," she whispered to Ethan, gripping his hand as they bolted down a side street. The chase was relentless, the men closing in as Denise and Ethan darted through alleys. Spying an open warehouse door, she pulled Ethan inside. They climbed to a loft, crouching behind crates, her heart pounding. She whispered, "Stay quiet." The sound of footsteps echoed below. Denise held her breath, shielding Ethan as the man prowled the dark space. Then, distant shouts and the screech of tires broke the tense silence. The man cursed and ran, and moments later, figures in black suits stormed the warehouse. "Miss, it's safe now," one of them called. Denise helped Ethan climb down, her legs trembling. Standing in the doorway was a man whose face was a mix of relief and anguish, James Carter. "Dad!" Ethan cried, running into his father's arms. James held him tightly, tears streaming down his face. He looked up at Denise, his voice choked. "You saved my son. Thank you doesn't feel like enough." Denise smiled, her own emotions threatening to overwhelm her. "He's a special kid. I just did what anyone should do." But James shook his head. "You did more than that. You risked everything for him." As father and son embraced, Denise felt a wave of peace wash over her. She had kept her promise to Ethan, and though her journey with him was over, the bond they'd formed would stay with her forever. A reminder that even in the darkest moments, kindness could change the course of a life.